How about now? Just testing the volume. Perfect. There we go. All right, good. So now we know the volume is working for this. Excellent. So we'll put this to the side. Just going to get all the live streams up first, and then we will start live streaming. So I want to get it up for the WHOP members too.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl. Show my love.
All right, sweet. You got that going. Let's get this one live now. Just getting everything set up right now. There you go. So the WHOP should be working too now. Just want to make sure the volume is good on this. So we're going to be live streaming on multiple things right now. When we get to the market, we'll switch over to members only. But for now, let me just know if the volume is working for you. Definitely go over some stocks that you guys are interested in. There are certain ones that I'm already looking at that I'm starting to already eye on. JetBlue's really been moving too, which is something that I know that we don't really cover too much, but it has good movement right now. So it is definitely something I am interested in trading here. Perfect. Perfect. Good. So let me know what stocks you guys are trading. We'll go over the market, all the different things with it. Perfect. That's good. Okay, good. Let me just make sure we send these links to you guys so you know they're working. live so we can see our comments. Just want to make sure I can see the TikTok live as well. All right, so let's get into it. Let's go over some of the stocks that we're going to be watching here. Things that I think are of importance that you really should be watching, paying attention to this morning. Just make sure this live stream will share it. Copy link. Just bringing up some of the stuff so you guys have it. I'm going to put the YouTube live stream, the WHOP, which we'll be switching over to. I want to put it all in the TikTok just so you guys have it. If you want to switch over and see the whole screen, you'll be able to see the whole screen. Perfect. And then let's put that in there. All right, so let's go over it. Let's go over some stocks, things that we think are important. I will have the WHOP comments up, so if you guys comment in the WHOP, you'll be able to see that. All right. So now let's break down some stocks here. Let's start off with the overall market here. Let's go over Qs. And I'm gonna make another video. We're gonna talk about certain things that I've been doing with Ethereum and all that, which is interesting. But let's get into this right now. There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's talk about Qs. Looking at the Qs here, we are starting to hit an inflection point where we are just trading in this level from 600 up to 627. We kind of need this to make a decision here on what we're going to be doing here. So when I'm looking at this here, I'm watching the levels. I'm just paying attention to 600 to 630, but it looks like we're starting to top out here. We're starting to stall, and I think that's very important to pay attention to. Right now with the Qs, if we break below 600, we're going to start to look bearish here. When you look at the 1 year chart though, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just showing you that we have traded these levels for quite a while, and we've been trading at the top of this channel. So a healthy pullback is okay. That offers buying opportunities is what we're really looking for. So I definitely am paying attention to this, waiting for this. So overall, I'm trading more individual stocks right now than the overall market. It looks like Qs is stalling. And if triple Q is not going to break above 630, it's not giving much indication when you start to go long on some of these stocks. So watching the $600 level is clear as day, and then low right here at 587. So let's bring this down here, go from there. Let's move over to SPY. SPY tells a little bit of a different story here. SPY is trading at the top of the channel, and SPY is looking like we could be trading above 7,000 or 700 on the SPY, however you want to look at it. When you look at the SPY on a 1 year chart, we have clearly made moves back up to here, up to this $700 level. So 698 is our level to break. Looking at the 5 year chart, just so you can see, this is all-time highs. And this is very bullish, and it shows you that rotation out of tech is happening because the Qs are starting to struggle. Meanwhile, S&P 500 is about to make new highs, retesting 697 to 698 today. So I would pay attention to that. I would be watching that level, and I think it's something that we need to pay attention to. What's even more important, though, we knew the QQQs were pulling back, but we know SMH is once again at highs, and this is really what is running everything. SMH really, for a level of support, if you're looking for a back test, it had a great back test around this level right here, around $375. We've been talking about this in our live streams. This is something that to me is a no-brainer. You're having nice pullback, and then you had a great entry on here. Looking at the 3-month chart, it looks a little clearer here. You had that nice pump back up to here. So I definitely would be looking for opportunities here. You can see 375 is pumping up to 412. We have to see what we're going to do up to 412. Now, when you're trading these stocks, you need to be looking at NVIDIA. You need to be watching AVGO. You need to be watching these stocks that are going to be moving SMH, the ETF semiconductor. So when you're looking at this, NVIDIA needs to get above this $195 level. We've had multiple points of rejection. And for this level right here, it's clear we have a potential chance to get above here now. Let me just see here. If NVIDIA can pull back up above this 195, curl back up, and then start to push and make higher, you're going to start to see SMH retest those highs. But on the same token, looking at the 1 month, we have been struggle city trying to get above this 195 level. Looking a little extended right now, so we're going to have to give it some time and see. What other stocks are going to help propel that? It's going to be your semiconductors, Microsoft, AVGO, stocks like that, which we'll go over as we continue. So AVGO still trading in this semi-trend right now. AVGO has been struggling and it had a nice bounce off of that 294 level. We basically had some wild trading days in the last month where you really start to see stocks sell off, and then this could have been buying opportunities to set up the rest of 2026. Now, you guys know, you follow my channel. I posted on TikTok. I posted on YouTube. You know that I'm buying Microsoft every single week at this point, and this is going to be my big trade for 2026. So it'd be nice to see how this plays out. We're going to continue buying at these levels. We see Microsoft selling off, and when you see Microsoft selling off this much, to me, it's really just a simple no-brainer. I mean, I just look at this as we had this whole trend right here has been respected since 2022. Microsoft's earnings were solid. The biggest thing that I noticed as a fear is the whole AI talk. Bounce here and another bounce starting to form here. If we do go lower to 380s, I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that. I would expect that considering we have this nice trend line. So we will see where it goes from here. But when I'm looking at Microsoft, you guys know I'm swinging this. And I'm hoping that when I hold this, we bounce back up, at least retest 500. Right now, our cost base is a little bit higher, around 440, I think it is, or 438. But as we continue to dollar cost average, that number is going to go down. I am planning on making a few changes to the YouTube portfolio. We have to see. UNH was doing well. It was popping up. And then the unfortunate part was we were up a good percentage on these guys because we had a cost basis of 280 on these. And then they had this massive tweet from 387 causing it to flush down on UNH stock from 387 all the way down here, which was a 32% pullback and pretty much less than a few days, which kind of stinks, but it is what it is. We're going to continue to dollar cost average to UNH, but I am starting to think maybe we can play UNH a little differently. Maybe if we get back to the cost basis, we'll sell out even, because it is clear as day that UNH is going to continue to have its problems with all of the headline news with the government. So if we get a retest up to 300, I will think about it. We might be moving this money from UNH into Microsoft, better ROI position, but let's see what it does. It's still trading at 270, and we've added enough money to this stock. Looking at Tesla stock, Tesla had that rejection at $467 per share. Now, Tesla is an interesting stock because you're really trading on the AI robotics. They're transitioning the company, and they are moving to that aspect now. So when you look at Tesla, you really have to believe in the company, because I like Tesla. If you're going to trade it, like I'm long-term Tesla right now. We have shares around 200. But if you look at Tesla on a 6-month chart, we've been consolidating this 388 range to about 470. We touched 500 and just died immediately. What we need to do is wait for the trends. So right now, the trend needs to be up, and it needs to continue to hold this 387. I'm bringing this farther out so you can see 387 was touched on both 3 points on these touches. If it ever comes back down to 387, it's most likely going to break this and go lower. So definitely being cautious with that when watching it. And for Tesla right now, their earnings doesn't look too good. They're making a big change, and they're going to commit with that Model S, I think it's Model X, like their fancier cars, the 2-3% of their revenue, they're going to be transitioning to making robotics. So they're in a transition phase right now. Plus, you have all the news with the SpaceX, XAI, all that, the merger. So this is definitely going to have an impact on them. So for now, Tesla, I'm just kind of sitting on them, watching. Looking at AMD, AMD was offering great opportunities. We got to remember we had double top rejection here. So for now, we're sitting on our hands watching them. I want to see where they go. The market's been very volatile lately. And sometimes volatility is good and sometimes it's not so good. 270 rejection, 270 rejection, all the way down to about 188. So we're going to continue to see, when I look at the 3-month on this, we are just trading in the middle of this channel. So for me, this is something I need to pay attention to. Keep it on my radar. If it pulls back to 200, we'll be interested. But this is a stock that I don't really want to see pull back, because if you're going to trade this, you want to trade strength, where it went up to 213, pulled back to 200, reconfirmed 220, pull back to 212, push back higher. You want to see this continue to make higher highs. You want the trend to be in your favor. But when I look at this trend, it's like a horizontal trend. So it's definitely something that I am cautious over. I don't know if we're really going to get excellent gains out of this. PLTR is finally starting to come back to the moon here. It's starting to pull back from this 207 area. And for me, I think it's important to keep this into perspective that this could start to go lower. If we break 125 PLTR, could be pulling back all the way to $100 per share. I would love nothing more than that. That would be fantastic. We need pullbacks in these stocks to get better entries. And what I've really been focusing on is now, I got to make a video on this with the crypto, but Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, we had this pullback. 60,000 was touched. I've read some articles they're talking about. It does show Bitcoin has some nasty pullbacks. Bitcoin has pulled back and has been able to sometimes cause like 80 to 90% pullbacks. So when you think about it, it is interesting how if we're going to get that 80 to 90% pullback, 126 down to 60,000 is only 50%. If we pull back the 80%, we're going back to like almost 35,000 on this, which does line up actually. If you look over here, we did have multiple points that we started to cause a little consolidation area, and it's around that $35,000 range. So that would be nice to see, but right now the first level would be 60,000, and it's still not out of the clear. We're still seeing weakness. We're in a downtrend, and don't fight the downtrend. I mean, unless you're just dollar cost averaging, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I've done that. I'm doing that with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, but I'm expecting to continuously buy lower at this point, considering you had these massive bear flag that formed, sold down to 60,000 on Bitcoin. Now we just have to be cautious here and realize that when you trade crypto, you're not exactly like buying a 5% dip here. I mean, these crypto coins can really sell off really fast, and you really are buying a fallen knife, and then you're just either dollar cost averaging or holding for a while. I mean, this is 64% pullback. I'm still buying Ethereum under 2,000 because I like them long term. I'm going to continue adding to them, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I mean, this stuff is definitely risky, and you definitely need a strong stomach. So I wouldn't be allocating like large percentages of your portfolio to Ethereum. I would definitely be, dollar cost averaging in as you're going. I mean, it's definitely not something that is easy to watch when you're watching these stocks pull back that much. So when I'm looking at Ethereum, 1,500 is definitely a level that will get my attention. But what I've noticed is these stocks, or crypto, I should say, like to pull back, and very violently. So if we start to consolidate again, what I'm wondering is, are we going to get a similar bear flag that we had, which was 2,600 to 3,000? Now is our next bear flag. This is what I'm watching. Let me show you guys. So you have clear resistance that could be forming at this basically 2250 range. And what I want to see now, look, let me just lay it out for you guys. Resistance, resistance, or I'm sorry, support, support, support right here. Now, what I want to see is, are we going to start forming a bear flag like this into this previous support area? But what I'm looking for here is, are we going to form these candles going in here? And notice what I'm doing. This is a bear flag. And then what's going to happen is it's going to start tanking down, and it's going to start selling off into this $1,500 range. So that's really what I'm looking for with ETH. Are we going to consolidate and reject at that $2,250, $2,300 level? That is something that definitely can happen. So we're going to have to just kind of be patient with this Ethereum picture here and watch it. So now, are we going to start consolidating in this area and start selling off? I mean, let me know in the comments what you guys think, but this is definitely possible. We just consolidate in this wedge, and then we eventually sell off lower, unless we get some news, something that could propel Ethereum, but nothing's guaranteed in the land of trading crypto. So we definitely have to be cautious over that. I've been buying more XRP. I'm continuing to just dollar cost average. If it goes lower, I will definitely do a larger purchase. But right now, I'm kind of continuously waiting. I'm continuously buying, and just a little bit here at a time. No big deal. I think it's important to do that. There you go, got trading simplified right there. So we'll continuously do that. We'll push it and test it. But XRP is similar story. I feel like if XRP dies, if Ethereum dies, and basically what I'm looking for is, I'm trying to see are we going to pull back to this 80 cents to 90 cents? So it's very interesting to watch. I mean, it's really crazy how fast this has pulled back. And looking here at $1.11 has pulled back. That's a massive rise, but it's very hard to buy these bottoms. I mean, how do you time this bottom to get that 35% move? That's something that's not easy, and we definitely have to be cautious looking at that. But if you're looking at rejections, I would definitely see $1.80 being a point where XRP will struggle if we start to get above there. It's definitely something that if we do pull back, XRP gets that bounce. But think about this bounce. $1.40 back up to $1.80 is a 30% move. Is definitely possible when it comes to crypto. But how do you not think that maybe this starts to pull back at $1.80? We get this resistance consolidation and then start to push down. So I am dollar cost averaging to XRP. I like the 4 strong guys. I like the XRP, ETH, Bitcoin, and the last one, my favorite, is Solana, because it's so volatile that you can just get smoked on this. So I definitely like Solana for this volatility. This volatility is absolutely bananas to me. But is there more downside coming? Most likely. If Bitcoin keeps failing, then this is going to keep going lower. 295. I want to be a buyer when everybody's saying that this is going to go out, when it's not going to last. Looking at this, 130 pull back to all the way to 66 is a 77% pullback in Solana. Solana is definitely the biggest pullback I feel like I've seen in most of these. And at the end of the day, it's the same principle. I mean, you have $100 that used to be support on Solana, and now we're getting this pullback here. So we got to be careful here. And are we going to see this? We get this bounce up to 100 and then pull back. So I don't know if you guys are staking your crypto. If you're staking crypto, let me know. I started doing that, but I'm not going to lie. The percentages that they take on Gemini are pretty high. Now, I'm dollar cost averaging. I'm going to continue just to stake it. Not a big deal. But you can't unstake for like 45 days on some of these, like Ethereum. I believe Solana was 5 or 6 days at least, so that was good. But some of these you really can't unstake, which is crazy. So you definitely have to be cautious over that. Let me put this over here. I like that. You got the, I bought a Trading Simplified mug, and I even got the Christmas ornament of Trading Simplified. So I had to support the brand, as they say. But let me put this over here too. But it's wild how at the end of the day, crypto has really pulled back big time. And you definitely need to be cautious when you are trading this. And, you know, don't be YOLOing into the crypto. I'm just dollar cost averaging in. If I think there is a chance that I could be making some money on something, I will try to scalp it and flip it. But definitely being aware of that as well. That is a risky game playing it. So just make sure you have good portfolio asset allocation as you are doing this. All right. So next, let's go to a few of the stocks that we are watching. I like Amazon here, actually. Amazon is interesting. If you look at this chart on Amazon, we had a 196 hit. Let's just go in the 5 years, go back. You can see right here, we're consolidating. This is our level, 200, really 196 up to 260, right? But if you take a closer look now on Amazon for 5 years, you've been trading from 200 up to 240. It's only like a 10%, 20% move. It's not that big, especially for a big company. Everybody thinks this company is going to break out now, especially with robotics and AI taking over. But there's a lot of show me the money now at this point when it comes to AI. So you definitely need to be cautious when you are trading this. But 196 is the line in the sand. For me, it's really 200. And I do believe that we will get another retest of this level. If we do get a retest of Amazon, we'll see at the open. It's going to be a 4 to 5% pullback. That is not out of any stretch of imagination. When you look at QQQ, you know that a pullback to 600 is definitely doable. So keep your eyes on that. Meta had faked everybody out with their earnings, blasted up to 750. I thought we were in the clear. And then once again, pulling back. It still looks strong. It's on a trend, but it's definitely testing the patience of many traders. So I definitely would be watching 638 as we go through here. And silver, I don't know if you guys have been trading this. I got a feeling anybody that bought silver at 110 is going to be bag holding for many years. Now, it doesn't mean I'm correct. I obviously am just a YouTuber. I invest my money and you guys see it on my channel. I show you guys what I'm trading, which is great. A lot of transparency there. But 109 pulled back violently to 67, and now we're starting to make lower lows. I think the only way that this could happen is if we can start pulling back and we get above, we got to move up and get above $85 per share. $85 per share on this silver is definitely something to watch. But we got to get above that level. You know, I let the levels prove to you that they are actually willing to break above these. You have to get above this on silver. To me, this is a no-brainer. I would definitely be watching this as we move forward. You know what doesn't sell off, though? You look at gold. It's making a strong recovery, but it's doing a very similar thing to what silver needs to do. Is it needs to break above $470. Then we can start making our move a little higher to get back in the game in this aspect. All right, so it's definitely something you want to be paying attention to as we are trading towards these levels. So that's something I want to bring up. Let me just see, get some messages in the WHOP. Let me just see. You're not getting ADP. Let me go over ADP online now. View on the live stream. I'm just messaging one of the WHOP members. He is talking about ADP stock. So let's go over ADP real quick. So ADP, which is automatic data processing, look at them on a 5-year chart. We've had some pullbacks on them, 52-week low. They have massively pulled back. He's buying this dip. He likes this dip. Oh, hold on, let me switch that to a rectangle so it's easier. He likes this dip right here at the $220 level. He is buying multiple points. That used to be consolidation. For me, I'm not sold on it yet. You got 225. You had a bounce off of here. This is why he's buying it. You have right here. Let me just show you. Right here, support right here at this level where you had a nice bounce. He's buying that first bounce and hoping he gets a bounce off of this. It's definitely possible. You had a nice strong bounce, but at the overall market feels weak. We got to see where it's going to go from here. I definitely would be patient when it comes to this. Oh, good. It's 9:15. That's sweet. Okay, let's switch this over. make this. Make this mark engaging audio. Oh, you can do that too. So in the live chat, just message me which stocks that you want. Message me the stocks that you want to be reviewed. We'll take a look at them. Let's see, we're sending this out now. All right, sweet. So those got sent out. Switch this over. Oh, Jay Young just got the message. That's funny. All right, let's switch this over to live stream because we're going to do the trading on this now. Set over, boom. There you go. Disconnected. Interesting. All right, looks like it's back on. Let me just make sure OBS disconnected. Let's make sure it's still live. You can still hear it. Let me just double check the volume. Yeah, it looks like the recording's working. Amazon is interesting. Yeah, let me know if the volume sounds okay. Oh, that's right. It might have switched over to members. That's probably why. All right, what do you get this game? Yeah, day trading. Day trading in Roblox. Interesting. There's co-hosting. I don't really know how that works.